Ooh, what's this? A new video? That's right. It is another Real Talk number 8 this time. We're going to talk about a little follow-up on Nagz's video that he put out a little bit ago. I guess if you're looking at this recently, it was a little bit ago. If you're looking at this way later, then yes, it's been a while. Anyway, he was talking about some things that I want to cover as well, because they're really relevant points, and I agree with some of them. I want to get the big one out of the way first. It's what he said about staying in private worlds and worrying about letting certain people in because, pretty much everyone's streaming or recording and not wanting to be on the spotlight all the time, right? I completely understand his reasoning behind that, because when you're popular, and I'm not talking about little popular like me, like tiny popular, right? I'm talking about big popular, where you say the name in a public world and people know who you're talking about, right? That kind of popular. If I go to a public world and say Joey Bagels or Nagzz, 9 times out of 10 they're going to know who I'm talking about. If I say VR Trapman or Tosha, they're going to know who I'm talking about. In addition, they're probably going to know who I'm talking about. True Noom, they're probably going to know who I'm talking about, right? But when you're in a position like that, and you can't go to other worlds because everybody's just looking for content because every other person is streaming or recording, yeah, I can definitely understand what he means by that. When I get on this game during my streams, which are about 3 hours, I stream 8 till 11, I do my thing, and I end the stream. After the stream ends, am I recording? No. Do I record while I'm streaming? No. What you get on the stream is what you're going to get. Maybe I'll take some highlights out and put them up, but as far as that, when I'm not streaming this game, most of the time I'm just looking to chill out with the boys, right? Shit posting, talking about whatever, telling some stories and whatnot, right? Not be worried about, is that guy streaming so I can drop the N-bomb here or not? Yeah, no. It is really annoying. Especially in his position, what he specifically means. Because for me, it's just having to be censored around these people, right? That's annoying for me because I don't like to be censored. I have to do it on stream for obvious reasons. If I could just if I could let loose without worry of getting banned, I'd be fucking all the time. Whatever I wanted to say, I'd say it, right? But for the big popular side, their problem with that is content. Other people just want to use them as content. If I'll use me for example. If I go to, say Nagzz is on right now, and I decide, you know what, I want to record, right? And he's hanging out with 20 people of all, I guess, known around VR chat community. He's hanging out with them, and I jump in, and I'm recording, right? I'm looking at this, and I can use any of their names, put them in the tag of this video, and my video is going to be seen by even more people because let's say Ashanera, Joey Bagels, and Ryan and Jakuba are sitting in a world, and I go in there, record, right? I make a video, and on my title of my video, I say, we're just using examples here, hanging out with Joey, Ash, Jakuba, and Ryan, and then I go down to the tag, and I put myself, VR chat, Nagzz, 21, Ashanera, Ryan, Jackman. It's more people are going to see that because the ones that are looking for any of them in specific are going to see my video pop up because I've tagged them, right? It's kind of a cheesy way to get more people to see your YouTube channel, and that's what is always a problem when you're on the popular side like that, when you're in a game specifically like this, right? If Joey comes to a public world or a Friends Plus world, he's got like a ridiculous amount of people. Oh, let's go join him. I'm streaming, by the way, or I'm recording, by the way. This would be perfect. I can get his name in the tag of my video, and that brings me in more views. It brings me in more followers. More like people are gonna notice me more, right? That's what the deal is with him, right? Completely understand that. You don't want to be like, you're pretty much just being used for content. To sum it up, right? You're being used for content when you're put on a spot like that. And I definitely understand his reasoning for not wanting to just, jump out there and do what he used to do. That and the fact that when you're that popular and you have that many friends on your friends list, which is your fault, by the way, Joey, the second you jump into an open world, everybody is joining that world. And seeing how the camera update, this thing that I'm using right now, made the frame rates drop, like literally cut people's frame rates in half, if not worse. You can't hold 20 plus people in a world without being on, like, it's terrible. The lag is terrible, right? The fact that you can open up your friends list right now and lag from just opening that, it's terrible, right? So it's understandable. His reasoning is completely understandable. I will say against him, though, he should have said something sooner, because a lot of people think they've done something wrong that haven't done anything wrong. And I'm not saying that just because I can. I'm saying that because when you're sitting there on your computer and you get DM'd by 20 different people that want to talk to you about things, and they always bring up that particular topic, I'm just saying, all right? Anyway, moving on to another subject that he brought up, and that was streaming this game and recording this game, or not, no, just particularly just trying to stream this game and make it a full-time career, right? Bad idea. Like he said, bad idea. The popular people have already come in and they made themselves popular off of this game. You're not going to be able to do that very easily, right? There are 3 categories with this game right now if you're planning on streaming it, right? You are already popular. You started in the beginning, so say Nagzz, Tosha, Nadition, Ryan, Jacobationera, stuff like that, right? Started really early on, and they got big, either thanks to a particular video or a consistent amount of time just uploading videos and streaming and whatnot, stuff like that, right? They're popular already. They've got their audience. They can keep on growing and get bigger, and at this point, they can even move on to other games and still hold a very large amount of people. Then you have the second tier, right? This is where the medium ones are, like myself, Snow SOS. Well, technically, Snow's, I'd say he's pretty close to the bigger side, but we're gonna put him down in the medium side, right? This is a decent spot, right? These are for those who kind of did it later on in the game, like either right when the game started to get popular, and the popular people already had a large audience, and you know technically the Ugandan Knuckles Tosha brought in an amount of people who were spread out amongst looking at all kinds of VR chat content from different people, right? That's where a lot of us are right now. And then you have this tier right here, right? This is everybody that is trying to stream this game right now and not realizing that a vast majority of the audience is only looking at the middle group and the bigger group. You can't, like, I'm sorry, but you can't make yourself well known if you're sitting down here in this group in this game, right? What I would tell you to do is definitely not drop your IRL job to try and make streaming a real thing, right? I'm like, I don't want to sound like an asshole, but I kind of have to for this. If you're in this group right here, you can keep on streaming this game all you want, right? You go for it. I'm not going to tell you to stop, but don't come to me telling me that you want to make a career out of it when you're sitting right here. You need to at least be in the upper middle tier to even consider that, right? If you're up here, you're fine. You're fine. Keep doing what you're doing, right? Keep trucking on, right? If you're here, you're kind of pushing it. You might be able to. It depends, right? If you like, just be careful. If you're here, don't tell me you're gonna make a career out of streaming VR chat. What I would tell you to do soon, if you were hard on about it, like just completely dead set, I would tell you to go stream something else that you can get popular on, because the ones down here are not getting the audience that these are getting or these are getting. It's not going to happen for you. It's not going to work. This game's popularity is already starting to teeter off. I pay attention to these things. I look at everybody's streams. I look at the small streams. I look at these streams, and these streams. I'm not saying I sit there and watch the entirety of them. I jump around. I'm looking at everybody's stream. I'm seeing how everybody's doing, how the game's doing, what's going on, right? I notice the view count for a lot is definitely dropped, right? People are, the game is not bringing as much popularity as it was, right? It's just, so like, honestly, it's just like everybody up here, like I said, they can pretty much get to a point where they can play not just VR chat, they can play other games and still bring in a large audience to appreciate what they're doing for them, right? These right here are kind of stuck with more VR chat than other games. And then these down here, just like they're not getting noticed on this game. They could get noticed if they would move somewhere else and just not stream this. Like I said, I'm not going to tell you not to, but I don't expect a substantial amount of growth if you're sitting down here, because the game is already losing views up here down here, and these already get very few as is. I have to sound like an asshole when I'm saying that, but I mean, it's just the truth. I'm hitting you with the realest truth that you're gonna get, right? If you don't like what I'm saying, you don't have to sit here and listen to it anymore. You can get out. But like Nagzz says, if you're not here for the content creator, unsub and leave. I could care less about that than, like, literally, if you're not here for me, go watch somebody else, right? Simple as that. Nagzz said it best. Go watch somebody else, right? Because at the end of the day, the content creator makes what he thinks is enjoyable. So that'll take me on to the next subject that he brought up in his video. He's doing the whole movie thing, right? Now, I'm not going to lie. Back in the day, Nagzz is the reason I started playing this game, and I can't thank him enough for having put those videos up on YouTube, because if he didn't put those videos up, I wouldn't have known about this game, and I wouldn't have met all the people that I have met, and I wouldn't be streaming for you guys and making videos for you guys, right? I can't thank him enough for that, right? He tells me I don't need to thank him for anything, that he was just doing his thing, but I have to thank him because the Lord literally sent me this way, right? Because I've never looked at VR content before of any type. I've said this before, and I'm going to say it again before I continue on, because I feel like I owe him a lot, even if he doesn't want to accept that, simply because of the fact that it was just one day sitting on YouTube, bored out of my mind, didn't feel like playing anything. I was tired of playing games. I was just fucking bored. Nothing on my desktop seemed appealing to me. I was dead bored. And this VR chat video came by on my recommended feed. And again, never watched any VR content of any type. And I don't mean specifically VR chat, I mean VR in general. Never watched shit. This video just pops up. I saw it. I glanced at it, read the title, continued on. Didn't pay it no mind. In fact, I refreshed the YouTube's page just to see if anything else would pop up. That's why I know God sent me right to that channel, because it popped back up. When I refreshed the page, it popped back up again. That typically doesn't happen for me, right? Because all of my feed for YouTube was literally League of Legends, anime vines, anime memes, regular vines, and regular memes. That was all of the shit that was on my fucking YouTube feed. Nothing else. League of Legends, anime, vines, and memes. That was it. That was all I was looking at, right? The fact that his popped up was just out of nowhere. Maybe it was just because there was anime in the title of one of his videos and, came up like that. But at the time, I wasn't searching anime vines on YouTube. I was literally just watching 4 channels that did it. Didn't need to type in anime channel or anime vines or anything. Never did. Literally just looked at one, subscribed to it, and then more came up, subscribed to them, and just started watching whenever they popped up, right? But yeah, no, his came up twice. I decided, you know what, maybe there's a reason why it popped up twice. I'll check it out. It was the funniest shit I fucking watched, right? I had a blast watching it. I noticed he had more. I watched those. And he kept on making more and more. I kept on watching. And after like the 5th or 6th video, I was like, you know what? I want to try this VR chat game. This is on Steam. I want to try it. So I downloaded it. And I got on and immediately fell in love with it. There were people I talked to. I just sat there with the boys just chilling out, and we were talking all the time, right? So okay, if it weren't for him putting that video out and it popping up on my feed, like I said, I know God put that there a second time, because I wouldn't be here today if it weren't for his video, right? Would not be making videos on YouTube for you guys. Would not be streaming for you guys if it weren't for the fact that he put that video on YouTube. So I can only thank God in heaven he did, and that I'm here now. But to go back on what he was talking about, which I've completely diluted and lost track of now. He was talking about, oh yeah, I remember now. Making his content, how he's changing it. He used to do, I used to watch all of his videos all the time because I enjoyed them. Then it got to the point where I stopped watching his content because I felt it was I told myself I didn't like it. It was boring. Didn't care for it. It's not the reason. it was because I was spending too much time in VR chat. I didn't want to get off of VR chat and watch more VR chat. That's why I stopped watching his videos and VR chat videos in general. Right now, I only watch about 4 or 5 people on YouTube who do VR chat, just because their videos aren't adventures, they're not role play, they're pretty much reactions and just them chilling with the boys. I like Nadish's videos. He does fantastic videos, right? A lot of like his reaction videos are my fucking favorite, right? I love his fucking videos. They're so good. I love when he goes up to people with his SCP avatars, his scary avatars, and the reaction from people. I love that because I'm like, one thing that I did watch on YouTube a lot was just like scare pranks and stuff. So when I see that in VR chat, it's practically the same thing for me. So I love it, right? Snow SOS has good videos too. His aren't reaction videos, but they're just crazy bullshit that happens with him and the boys, right? I love that shit too. Just when you're out there chilling with the boys and you're having a good time. Something about just having everybody be together and just talking about like IRL shit is fucking great. I love listening to it, right? Spaz Koga has good content too. I love Spaz's videos because they're kind of like additions to an extent. They're not really I'm gonna go in and scare people and get a reaction. They're just more, Spaz is just being a creep, alright? That's what Spaz is doing. I love Spaz's videos, except for the RP ones. I don't watch that because I'm not into watching RP. I watched some of Ashenera's videos too. Ashenera has really great videos. And I like True Nooms and Tosh's videos too, because they're both, like, those guys are fucking stupid. I love them. They're like, those are my boys right there. I fucking love them half to death. But yeah, that's why I don't really watch Nagz's videos anymore, is because he doesn't do like the old classic ones, right? Which I don't blame him for. You get burnt out of something, you don't want to do it anymore. When you're constantly doing the same thing over and over again, you get burnt out of it eventually, right? I completely understand his reasoning for wanting to swap to this more movie-themed YouTube videos. That's fine by me. Go for it. Will I watch them? Probably not. I'm not really a movie person in the first place, right? It doesn't really seem appealing to me, right? I've got to be interested in something to want to sit down and watch it. I don't have an interest in watching VR chat movies. Am I going to say they're shitty content? Absolutely not. I'm pretty sure they're fantastic. I'll probably go check 1 or 2 of them out and see if I, maybe I'll fall in love with it. Maybe I'll think this is the next best thing. But like, I'm not gonna belittle his content, right? He's gonna do what he enjoys, and he specifically said in the video he's enjoying it. So he should definitely keep on doing it, because like the last thing you want to do as a YouTuber or a streamer is burn yourself out. Because when you burn yourself out, your quality drops. When your quality drops, your counts drop. And that's definitely bad when you're making a career out of it, right? So you want to keep your numbers up by keeping your audience happy and by being happy yourself, right? So the audience that you keep, like the audience that he'll keep on his channel, fantastic. The ones that he said are just looking for Matt 6 stabbing him, arranging stars and whatnot. Honestly, when he was talking about that, the fact that people still do that pissed me off, because those people have things that they want to do. They don't always want to be in YouTube videos or on fucking streams, right? Just because they're not here right now doesn't mean they're gone forever. Maybe one day he'll put out a video where he's hanging out with them. Maybe he won't. Like those people have things that they want to do themselves. Like, look at Matt 6. Matt 6 doesn't run around stabbing people anymore. Matt 6 said it in the comments. That was one of his little gimmicks that he did for a little while, and it got to a point where he was just tired of doing it, because it was like he didn't want to be just known as Matt 6, the fucking yandere lolly going around stabbing Joey Bagels. Like, the fact that people still want to see that, it's like, it's been over a year, guys. Why are you still asking for that? Like, are you not bored of that? Like, Nagzz put it out on the table the way it was supposed to be, right? Like when he commented that, like, seriously, you want every one of Joey Bagel's videos to be Matt 6 running around stabbing him an entire year later? That's pretty sad. If you're only watching his content for that, that's pretty yikes, man. You're pretty yikes, alright? That's ouch. So him moving on to something that makes him happy is a really good thing, because if the content creator is happy, the audience will most likely be just as happy. Content creator is down in the dumps or dropping quality in his videos, content's going to be pretty meh, right? So I'm glad to see that he found something that really sparks his interest in video editing and making content again, right? It's good for him. For me, I'm going to keep on doing my own thing, which is streaming this game on the pretty much a daily basis, the short amount of time, because like I know for me personally, I used to stream this game 5+ hours, sometimes 7, sometimes 8 or 9 hours, but I'm not into doing it that much anymore. I am like not bored of this game. I love the interaction with people. I stream this game specifically for you guys because I love seeing you guys in the chat, and I want you guys to hang out with me and everybody around me, right? You might not be here in the game with me, but you'll hear what's said, you'll see the reactions from people, and I get to talk to you guys too while you're talking to me. You want to talk to somebody in the room, I can say, hey, this guy says that you're an idiot, right? And I get to tell them that, and they get to say something back to you, right? That's what I like about streaming this game, is how interactive I get to be with you guys and the people around me. There's a lot of people, I won't say a lot, but there's some people that have been like, hey, when are you going to stream something else in VR? When are you going to stream something else in VR? The reason why I don't always stream something else in VR is because I cannot be interactive with you guys streaming other games as much as I can in VR chat, right? I am a very tunnel vision person, so if I say stream, let's say League of Legends, right? If I stream League of Legends and I have 350 people in the chat, chances are I will not look at it for the entirety of the game. Not because I forget you guys are there, it's because I'm focused on winning the game, right? I want to win the game, and I don't want to be distracted. The second I take my eyes off the game, I'm distracted. My ability to play the game plummets. My reaction time plummets. My decision making plummets. Everything goes south for me, right? If I stream something that's a horror game, chances are I'm going to be like, I've streamed horror games before, like, you'll probably notice when it's not VR chat, my interaction with the chat drops. And I don't want to make you guys feel like I'm not interacting with you, because that's the last thing I want you guys to feel like, right? I want you guys to be able to know I'm here interacting with you. The only thing is, like, when it comes to streaming other games, like I said, I am very tunnel vision. When I get focused in something, I block out a lot of things around me. That includes the chat. And it's not that I do it because I don't want to talk to you guys. It's because I'm focused on trying to stay alive, or trying to win, or trying to beat the game in general. That's why I do it, okay? That's why I stream this game in specific, because I don't get tunnel visioned on things, right? There's a few moments where I'll get a little bit tunnel vision on something that's going on, like maybe an animation or somebody telling a story, right? But I'll always be able to look down and check the chat. Whereas if I'm playing other VR games, it's not nowhere near as frequent. And I want you guys to know that I love you guys. And the best way to have done that, I feel, is through streaming VR chat. Honestly, if you guys don't mind me getting tunnel vision, I will stream other games for you. But the second people start complaining that I don't pay attention to them, it's going to just make me feel like an asshole. And that's typically why I avoid streaming other games right now, because I don't want to deter people from what I've built as my streaming, like my whole streaming profile is. And I don't take this with a grain of salt. I take like wholeheartedly believe I'm probably the most interactive VR chat streamer on the platform right now, just because of how much I interact with my chat more than other people. Sure, I'm probably boasting a bit here, but when you look at as many streams as I do, I'm sure, like, some of you guys will probably agree. There are people that stream with bigger numbers than me for sure, 2 times as much, 3 times as much. They hardly ever bat an eye at the chat, right? I don't want to be that person. I want everybody to feel like they're a part of the stream. I want to be able to read every single comment that pops up in my chat, right? Like, I want to get to everyone. I know it's not possible, especially if I got as big as like Tosha or Nagzz, where the chat is like 300, 400, 500 strong. Obviously, I wouldn't be able to read every comment. It's going to fly by too quick. Things are going to get knocked out. But I would still try my damnedest to get as many as possible, right? Anyway, I think I've drawn this video out a little bit longer than I should have, and I don't want to keep you guys here for hours and hours and hours, yada yada. But that's what I wanted to talk about on his video, and I think I pretty much said what I needed to say. I guess the only other thing is that I can talk about is, I know people, like, I've talked about this plenty of times before, and I'll bring it up again, people hiding out in private worlds still. It seems like right now it's dying out a little bit. Private worlds are not as bad as they were a month ago or 2 months ago, and people are starting to come out of their shells finally. It took them damn long enough, and I'm glad they're understanding that, you know, there's other people in this game. There are still some that consistently hide in their private worlds, and I'm probably going to continue to hold it against you and say that you're a coward. Granted, with a few exceptions, just because you can't go into a public world without having 30 or 40 people join off of you. Those specific people will know who I'm talking about. Wouldn't be an issue if our frame rate was ruined by the camera update. But yeah, the ones who can come out to open worlds but continue to sit in private worlds with the same 8 people day in and day out, you know there are other people that play this game, right? I hope you know that, at least, but whatever. Anyway, I'll see you guys next time. I hope you enjoyed the video. That seems kind of cliche to say, I hope you enjoyed the video. Like, this wasn't really something that you enjoy. This is something that you just agree or disagree with. But anyway, I'll thank those who stayed throughout the entire video. And I got to pull one out of Nagzz's book, too. For any of you who actually watched the whole video, because this is one other thing that I agreed with, is the people that now I'm making the video a bit longer, but I agree with what he said on this too, is for people who watch the video completely, you guys are the ones that mean the most to me. For those who comment immediately the second the video goes up and then close out of it, do you even know what was talked about? Absolutely not. I want people to actually watch me for me. I want the people that respect me enough to sit down and watch the entire video all the way through, listening to me rant about God knows what, right? Those are the ones that I appreciate the most, and those are the ones that I'll remember, because I do remember you guys. When I see your names in the comment sections in the chat, I remember you guys, right? I may forget from time to time because I am bad with names, but the second you say something that even so much as just like snap something up here, I'm going to remember you eventually, right? And I always try my best to remember each and every single individual in the chat when I'm streaming, in my comments section, when I'm reading your comments, because I know for me it is completely possible to read every single comment in my videos, because I don't get 1,000, I don't get 2,000, I don't get 3,000, right? It's completely possible for me to sit there. If I get 100 comments on this video, I've read every single one of them, and I've read each reply to each and every one of them, right? That's just how it is for me right now. I can do that. Somebody like Nagzz, impossible for him to be able to sit down and read 4,000 comments in a single day. He could do it, but he's got other things to do, right? Don't bombard, like, you can't bombard him for not getting to your comment. I'm taking this where it doesn't need to go. I'm going to end this video here, but for those who stayed, I'm going to pull one out of Nagz's book, like I said. For those who stayed and watched the entire video and you hear this specific part, put a gimme at the end of your comment. Just a gimme, right? If you put a gimme on, I'll do exactly what Nagzz did in his, and I'll make sure to respond to your comment. I'll comment back to you, right? I'll give you a heart and I'll comment back to you, as long as you've got that gimme down there. If you don't got the gimme, well, obviously you didn't make it to this part of the video. And if you forgot, go edit it as fast as possible. Anyway, thanks for watching and listening to me rant for like probably 30 minutes. I'll see you guys in the stream or in the next video. Until then, take it easy. Take care of yourselves. Be strong and keep your faith in God.